Okay, so this video is all about how to write the plan, which is écrire la proposition. So you're going to take this in stages, and I want to show you where you can find this and how to do each stage as they come. You're not going to do this all in one go. You'll work on this over a period of like a few lessons. Okay, so you can find everything you need on Schoology. When you go to the unit assessment Google folders, this is what it's going to look like. I actually updated it a little bit, so you'll actually now only see 2 examples of proposition. Proposition is the plan. Okay, so you'll have the example and you'll have the guidance. So I want you to start first with the guidance. You can share this with your group, so copy it, share it, and all work on this document together. Okay, so some people might be working on one thing while somebody else is working on something else, but you can all access, you can all see it, and you all have a copy of it. Okay, so in the first box, we have les idées selon la recherche. So in this section, you're going to write down all your potential ideas that you had before you settled on the one that you've chosen. So this is right back from the beginning, the first week when you started researching, maybe you had quite a few ideas. So if I go back to proposition example, I'm going to keep going back and forth between the two. You can see what this looks like. Okay, so in the example, you have 2 things that this group were looking at. Maybe there's 3 or 4 things that you're looking at, but maybe there was just like 2 general ideas that you had. So they had an idea of using something that they felt interested in was reusable bottles, or having like a water bottle, or solid soap. So those are two ideas, quite different ideas. So here you have the ideas that you have in French, en français, bien sûr, with all the list of like the different articles, videos, things that you read around that. And then with a couple of ideas that you had. So, on pourrait vendre les goods. So we could sell water bottles on our side. We could put up posters. Okay, so real simple, just a few sentences on that, but obviously it's all in French, so it's not that simple. On pourrait créer les posters, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so they're thinking of what they could do, but they haven't settled on the idea yet. Okay, so I think all of you can at least start on that at this point. Next stage that you'll have is l'action nous avons choisi et pourquoi. So the action that we chose and why. So, pourquoi est-ce que c'est important pour notre communauté? Why is it important for our community? So in this section, you're going to write about the action you've chosen, what research did you find about this, and so this is going into more detail about just this issue. So after you've had the first 2 where it's just general, this is specific, and you focused all your research then onto this. So why is it a problem for the planet? Reference each resource that you use, and you can quote, and you're going to directly quote this sometimes. What results of the school survey support your decision? So when I asked you to write a paragraph or a few sentences about the school survey, this is where you put it in here. After I've looked at it, you can put it in here. So what were the results of your survey? So does that influence? And that doesn't have to be like, oh yeah, it definitely shows that this is what we're going to do. It could be like, students said this and we were surprised by that. And so it might be actually all your other research that more has an impact on why you chose to do your action. And so also then you're going to have your research about the solution. So what did you choose to do, and why is this a good solution to improving the planet? So how will this solution help reduce or eliminate waste, or combat global warming, reduce pollution, like whatever it is, but why is this solution going to be effective? Okay, or what research have you found out about that? Okay, so let's have a look again back to the example. So in this example, the group chose reusable bottles, les bouteilles réutilisables. So here we go, a lot in French, and this is not the only amount that I want you to write. I just started it, okay, but you can write definitely more than that. And I'm going to paraphrase here in English what they wrote in French, and this is French 3 level writing together when you're writing together as a group. Okay, so we chose to sell reusable water bottles because all the students at Northside drink water. Duh. According to the research, okay, so this is where they have their survey, 61% of Northside students do not use reusable water bottle, they use whatever. So you can go ahead and read that, see how they've got quotes in here too with footnotes. So when you get to that stage, I'll have a different video or different place that I can help you with footnoting and with referencing, okay, if you're not sure. So this is going to be like a big part, okay, and that's going to be like really the first chunk based on your research. Number 3, comment faire l'action, is very practical. So what are you going to do? Be clear and specific about the materials you need, who's going to help doing it, who's it going to impact, where are you going to do it, when are you going to do it? So it's real planning, practical. When do you expect the action to take effect? Also, you could write about that. So if you're planting seeds, when's it going to grow? If you're ordering bottles, when will they arrive and be handed out? So for some of this, you might take action to buy the seeds or buy the water bottles or do whatever, or put in an order for solar panels on the roof of Northside, but you know that they won't be delivered for 1 more month. And so it won't be done until April or May or whatever. Okay, so, or like a week later or a day later or whatever it is. So let's go back to the example again. So quite a lot of writing here. Again, we're going to be using different kinds of French still, but maybe you're going to be playing around with lots of different tenses. So this is nous allons vendre. We're going to sell reusable water bottles. This is like they're going to focus on 11th grade students. They're going to encourage them to buy water bottles with a Northside emblem motif. They said the price of what they're going to sell it as. They're going to do marketing as well, but their marketing is going to be in English. They're going to create posters, and then they've listed the different people and what they're in charge of, what they're going to do. This is when they're going to create the poster, is in week 3. They're going to sell in week 4 and put up the posters. And then they're going to, okay. So they will have to wait 4 to 6 weeks to receive them, and then they'll be able to pass them out in April. So they're collecting the money and then they're passing it out. Okay, so I made this up, by the way. These are based on real students, but they didn't actually do this. So there you go, real specific. And of course, as you're doing this, you can check in with me, check in with Nick, and we'll help make sure that you've got it. All right, and then the last one, final, le but. So in this section, you're going to sum it all up and write about your goal and your aim. So what are you hoping to achieve? You can dream big, but be specific in your answer. So this should reflect your research and make sense with the action you're taking. What do you want the community to look like at the end? What elements of the planet are you hoping to improve? Okay. So it could be real simple with we want that. So on veut que. So we're going to, sell water bottles, we're going to improve the planet, but what do you actually want to achieve? So we want 40 Northside students to buy a reusable water bottle. Okay, that's their goal. We want them to use the water bottle every day at Northside and in their daily life. We want to reduce the number of students using plastic water bottles from 61% to 60%. So, okay, again, that's based on their research. That's a big goal. We want to eliminate plastic water bottles. So whatever, plan, because that's not finished. But you're using the research from before and your overall, like why this is a good idea, and then your action to put those together to a measurable goal that you can come back to and reflect later whether that worked. So for example, 40 students is good. If you try then the next week to sell and 30 students buy the water bottles, then you can reflect and say, we didn't quite hit our goal, but we're still really happy. If 5 did, you can say we didn't hit our goal and we're disappointed. If 50 did, you can say we surpassed our goal. So anyway, you get the point. If you have a goal, if you have the but, which is the goal, there's a target, and you put all of that in French, like what is it that you're actually trying to do at the end of the day, then you've got something clearer to reflect back on. Okay. So good luck with that. Nick and I are here to help you. À la prochaine.